It's day 46 in Montana, and what a difference a day makes because it's cold out here. It started as like 50 degrees, good 20 degrees colder than I started at yesterday, but it's the mountains, it's America, you never know what to expect. And it's day 46, and I have 46 chromosomes, and every last one of them tells me to ride my bike. So let's do it. Montana is done, and it turned out pretty well. It was kind of like a three-part ride. It started out with a climb, and then there was a descent, which was really cold, and then there was some rolling hills in the middle, and then the end part was flat, and then I did it all again in reverse. So it was a pretty good day. The wind started to pick up like 2/3 through the ride maybe, but it was mostly tailwind, and the part that was going to be crosswind was sheltered by the mountains, so it was on the climb there. It was going to be either crosswind or headwind, but it didn't really bother me. There wasn't really that much wind in the mountain area there, so I was happy with the way it all turned out. I started, at least according to Google Maps, I didn't stop to look, but right across the street from Evel Knievel's grave, which is an interesting fact about Butte, I guess. So that's another day, day 46. Tomorrow's going to be day 47. I'm here in the northern tip of Idaho. I'm gonna probably do some riding around the lake here, see how that works out. And the weather's looking good. I haven't checked the wind forecast, but it's not going to rain, so happy about that. What more can you really ask for? And yeah, the end is getting closer and closer, but now more than ever, I really have to, one day at a time. I can't get too far ahead because, you know, that's when you're going to get yourself into trouble. So keep focused on the task directly in front of me and enjoy the rest of it because there's not much of it left. And yeah, it's supposed to be fun, right? But that's it for another day. Yeah, I've been to Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming before, around Yellowstone area. I did a ride, oh man, a long time ago now. I did a ride from Bozeman to basically Salt Lake City. That was a 5-day ride of 500 miles. And yeah, when I was living in Reno at the time, and I went back to Reno, and then it turned out that there was a local event going on that the Schleck brothers and Jens Voigt were all three in town, and they're going to ride up Mount Rose, and anyone could go with them. So I had just got back from that trip, still tired and everything, but I had to take that ride. So I went out, and I still remember it. There's a video on YouTube. It's like potato quality. It's really bad quality. I think I was shooting it on a phone back then or something. But so yeah, we were going up Mount Rose, which is like, I think it's around 15 miles or so at 5%. And so I guess everyone's kind of staying together at first. We were going maybe halfway up the climb there in a pretty big group. And then I was staying close to Jens Voigt, right? And then all of a sudden he says, attack! And the Schleck brothers decided to go up the road. And me, being like the idiot that I am, I was like, oh, I'm going too. So I tried to follow and basically just blew up. So I was trying to chase them, and then, yeah, couldn't make it, and I blew myself up in the process. And eventually I kind of recovered a little bit and made it to the top okay. And it's still, even with that, even though I blew up and was going pretty slow the second half of it, it was still my PR up Mount Rose, still to this day. And I tried to beat it on my own many times. I tried to beat that time and never could. So yeah, even at 5%, the draft is definitely helpful. And just being around that environment makes you go a little bit harder. So I rarely, these days especially, I rarely ride in groups anymore. I haven't done a group ride since COVID, which is kind of strange to say, but yeah, I used to love doing that. I raced a little bit in college. Obviously I was no good at that. And when I was in Reno, I did a California Triple Crown. I did a lot of their events, their double centuries there. And yeah, ever since I moved to New Mexico, really, I haven't done any events. But that's a story for another day, I suppose. Enough talking. See you tomorrow from Idaho.